Well, it's a brand new day. Welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com, and I'm so glad you're here today for another episode of the Rundown with Ramon. All we ask is 30 minutes of your time to give you the top 10 tips. That's 10 tips you need to live your best life or start or grow your business. You're in for a treat because I'm in for a treat because you're here today. Imagine if you weren't here, it'd be a very lonely show, but you made the decision to come here. You made the decision to show up. You made the decision to better your life, better your business. And so you're here today. So kudos to you for being here. Again, I've started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, and I'm here to help you take your life and your business to the next level. We have a special edition of the Rundown with Ramon for you today. Why do I say special edition? Every edition of the Rundown with Ramon is special for sure. So today is a special edition of the Rundown with Ramon. If you're today feeling not so great, I hope today's episode lets you feel just a little bit better. If you woke up or if you're in the middle of the day, if it's late in the evening, depending on when you're watching this and you're feeling pretty good, well, I'm glad you are. And I hope the Rundown with Ramon keeps you feeling great. Don't forget, DM me on Instagram. Let me know what's popping, what's snapping, what's going on, how you're liking the Rundown with Ramon, what we can do better, how we can serve you better. If you have tips or that, you know what? Shall we start the Rundown with Ramon? What do you think? What do you think? It's time to start the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. 10 Bible verses every small business needs. My friend Melinda Emerson is one of the foremost thought leaders of small business growth. In fact, her tagline over the past many years is Small Biz Lady. You can find her on Instagram and all the platforms and Twitter, Small Biz Lady. She put together this post, and she does it annually, I believe, which was pretty interesting. And I think it's useful to refer to it. 10 Bible verses every small business needs. It's amazing how historical books, the Bible and or other books, but the Bible in particular, it's been the best-selling book of all time. It's been around for thousands of years, has even applicable lessons for today's entrepreneurs. I wanted to unpack that from Melinda Emerson. She talks about 10 Bible verses every entrepreneur needs. Let's go through this and see. Again, if you're not in too much in the Bible, that's okay. The insights and principles could be interesting for you. She says, your Habakkuk 2 verse 2, write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it. Listen, Melinda talks about the importance of goal setting, of having a vision of what you want to do, how you want to do it, and what you don't want to do, says my friend Melinda Emerson, talking about 10 Bible verses for every entrepreneur. She talks about Luke 1 verse 37, God's grace has saved you. She goes on, salvation doesn't come, it's God's gift. Your success doesn't define you, says Melinda Emerson. Talks about your success itself doesn't define you. She says God loves, forgives, and saves us, not because of who we are, what we do, but because of the work of Christ. His grace is our assurance that we can count it as blessings. Point being, we are only successful in business if it's his will for us. So, hey, whether you believe in God or not, interesting how many successful entrepreneurs believe that faith is a huge conduit of their success as entrepreneurs. Number 3, she talks about here, John 14:27, peace I leave with you. Listen, we're always going to have trouble in life. Business is a pocket full of pain sometimes, but there's those many times in business as it should get easier and easier. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid, says John 14:27. And she goes on, 2 Corinthians 9 verse 8, and God is able to bless you abundantly. Don't we want to have abundant blessings because of and in our business? Isaiah 26 verse 3 or 4, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, trust in the Lord. Interesting, she pulled this. Isn't the mental peace important? Isn't the mindset important as an entrepreneur? Again, going here through some verses that Melinda Emerson, Small Biz Lady, talks about, compiling some Bible verses for entrepreneurs. I thought that was interesting. Therefore, as God has chosen people and so forth, she goes on, other verses that are applicable to entrepreneurs. So if you like that, you can find Melinda Emerson on the line and just Google her, Melinda Emerson Bible verses. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Again, if you're just joining, this is Ramon Ray, and this is the Rundown with Ramon, 30 tips 30 tips, rather 30 minutes. We ask of you to give you the top 10 tips you need to start or grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. Stealing traffic using SEO. This is an article in Entrepreneur, and it underlines, for me at least, the power of SEO. As I grow zoneofgenius.com and other companies I've started, I've done smarthustle.com, smallbiztechnology.com, had an event business, small business summit, all three I sold. And now the publisher zoneofgenius.com. It's important, the power of SEO still in business, in website traffic. SEO stands for what? Search engine optimization. And search is important because even though these social engines are skyrocketing in their use of search and how people are identifying us online and finding us, it is the power of still Google. Bing is growing up there through its amazing platform, Microsoft Edge, the browser, and other search engines. There's DuckDuck and others. But search engine optimization is still so important. Wow, wow, wow. So when you're doing your website content, even those of you who are on Medium, LinkedIn, I'm not sure is indexed. Well, yeah, LinkedIn is touched by search engine as well. But it's a powerful tool to make sure that you're using SEO. And there was a case study here of somebody who stole, as it were, traffic by doing a few things: optimization, positioning, pages, content, links. You can grow your business and beat out bigger retailers that may have big flagship stores, big multi-gazillion dollar advertising budgets, just by dialing in strong on the power of SEO. So I hope that's a little helpful for you. A tip for you of the power of SEO in your business as you're building your blog, building your business. Again, if you're just starting, this is the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray. 30 minutes of your time to get the top 10 things you need to live your best life or grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. Easy LinkedIn profile tips. Raise your hand if you like LinkedIn. I do. Raise your hand if you don't like LinkedIn. Raise your hand if you don't understand LinkedIn. Yeah, I can see your responses. No, I can't see your responses, but I'm pretending I can. My friend Phil Gerbyshak, you definitely want to look him up. Gerbyshak, I believe, or maybe no CK, maybe it's just K, talks about top 7 LinkedIn profile secrets. And I wanted to unpack that for you today because LinkedIn is powerful for so many of us. How can we leverage the power of LinkedIn more in our businesses? You never know if you need a job. You never know if you want to advance in your career. You want to connect with somebody else. You want to help somebody else. LinkedIn can be a powerful way to do that. So let's unpack this insight from Phil Gerbyshak, as you talked about a few ways that we can in our businesses. So one, the header graphic, the simple part of when you're on LinkedIn, that little box right at the top, does that look good? In fact, let me tell you a secret. Some people don't even have the sucker filled out. So a LinkedIn header profile is important, I think, because that kind of is the opening door of your social profile. So does that header graphic look good? Is it sized well? Is it something that really captures attention? And more importantly, maybe captures who you are? Number 2, what's the headshot in your profile? Is it a nice picture of you, or is it one of those greasy flim flam hair in your face like you trying to hide from the IRS, NSA, FBI, and Sherlock Holmes? I mean, come on, have a nice full-fledged smiling picture in your profile, people. It's okay. Have a nice headshot. And if you can, take a cell phone and have it done really quality, good lighting, have it nice and sharp and focused, or get a professional photographer to take it. Number 2. So number 3, headline. What does the headline say in your profile? Is that a quick encapsulation? I'm not sure how to say that word, encapsulation of who you are. This is so important. The headline is so important. So people can get a quick snap, a quick essence of who you are, the headline. Number 4, the about section. Your about section should tell your story of how you started to how you got to where you are. Some typical outcomes, and should include your contact information so people don't have to connect you to contact you. Well, I don't mind people just having to connect with me. If I put my email address out there, I'll get even more spam than I'm getting already. If I put my cell number out there, I'll get even more cell phone spam than I'm getting. And so they can find your contact information quickly. But the about section is important, especially those who want to connect with you and work with you. Make it easy for them to do that. I personally think the LinkedIn connection requests work well, but the about section, take some time to write that so people understand quickly who you are, what you do, how you can serve them, and how they can serve you. What is it that you want? Are you the best marketing for dentists in the Denver area? Are you the best truck driver or whatever the example is? Maybe you're in financial services. Maybe you're an accountant helping large companies, whatever it may be. What's that about section? Number two, or next one, there's featured. 2 links or 2 graphics that get people to stop scrolling and look at your about section. The aspect of those featured links or featured area is so important. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this, and he said this for years, and I've talked about this. People are scrolling. You want them to stop the scroll. You want them to stop the scroll. This is so important. Stop the scroll. You want to have your LinkedIn profile and other things you're doing on social media, by the way, so good that people stop scrolling and look more into you, look more about you, look more how you can help them. Because remember, everybody needs help. Everybody has a need in some way, shape, or fashion. So your LinkedIn profile should be good. The featured section. The next point, positions that match LinkedIn's database without slashes and with a description. If you try to jam owner, founder, president, CEO, consultant, author, speaker, that sounds like that song, green bean, ham, tomatoes, into your position, nobody will find you. You need positions of what people will search for to find you. 1 position, a simple description, or 2 positions and a description, but make it simple. Don't have a world full of slashes, this slash, that slash, this slash, that slash, this slash. No bueno, doesn't work. Top 3 skills that matter to your buyer. And it is kind of like you're selling yourself. What are the top 3 skills your buyer is looking for? Do you know? Ask them if not, and then make sure that ask them if not, and then make sure those are the 3 skills that show up by default pinned on your LinkedIn profile. Phil Gerbershack is right. Make it easy. As people are scrolling on LinkedIn, as people are going on LinkedIn, can they quickly identify who you are and how you can serve them or how they can serve you? Make it easy. LinkedIn is a powerful tool, and so I encourage you to optimize your LinkedIn listing. You can just look up searches on search engines. You can use OpenAI or ChatGPT or something to say, how do I optimize my LinkedIn? And even LinkedIn has AI tools to help people better use their LinkedIn profiles. Moving forward, I encourage you to take security seriously. Lauren Feldman of 21 Hats has an article here by Ami Kasser of Multifunding. Fixing our IT was always one of those priorities that kept getting kicked down the road. But I always knew that I would have no one to blame if we had a ransomware attack. So Ami Kasser, I don't think he got hacked. I'm not sure if he did or not, but it talks about what he did to get his security up to date. There are so many ways that we can be hacked, so many ways that our businesses can be in the tank if we're not careful. And I encourage you, you to boost up and strengthen your security. Your personal security. 1, are your passwords complicated? That should be that way. Are you changing them every once in a while? Are you careful of where you're typing your passwords in at? Are you careful of what Wi-Fi networks you're on? Are you careful before you even click on the Wi-Fi network? What about emails that come into you? Are you just clicking? Or are you thinking before you click to make sure that's a legitimate email that you should be clicking? Are you using a VPN at times to make sure that you're accessing your networks securely? Maybe using your phone hotspot, which is definitely a more secure network than using a public network. What about your website? Are you doing regular security scans to make sure the new plugins or new things you're added to your website are up to snuff? Those of us who use WordPress websites, I use Wix and I use WordPress on other platforms people use, but WordPress, it's a great website and great tool, but it's full of security vulnerabilities. I don't think I've ever been hacked on Wix because Wix is a closed platform, a lot harder to get into and hack. But WordPress has plugins made by thousands of different people. You add them to your site to enhance your website. If those plugins are not up to snuff, you can get hacked through the website. through your plugin. So be careful of this. Be careful how you even do your websites. The key is make sure that your business is secure. Don't open yourselves up to vulnerability. It's important to be as secure as you can in your business. As Ami Kosser says, the only one to blame for you having security vulnerabilities is yourself if your website's hacked, if your business is hacked. Yes, we know there's nefarious hackers out there. There's nefarious people out there who want to take down your business. And I would best tell you that the best thing we can do is not to let them do that. Have a secure website, have a secure life. What do you think about that? Take your time to think, mule on that, chew on that. Is your business secure? When's the last time you did a security audit? When's the last time you looked through updated plugins? And keep in mind, as you're growing your business, you may not have time to do all of it. You may need somebody to help you. If you need somebody to help you with it, let me know. DM me on Instagram. Maybe I have someone I can refer you to. Or check out our database, zoneofgeniusexperts.com, zoneofgeniusexperts.com. But get help. Get help for your business. Take a minute and think about that. Is your business secure or is it not? Ding, 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 ding. How a big raise affects your happiness. I thought this was interesting to talk about. Raises are important. We all want to live a life more fulfilled. And when you get a raise, it can help you. But the question is, are you willing to ask for the raise? Are you willing to work hard enough to deserve and earn to get the raise? The Wall Street Journal writes, The Unexpected Ways a Big Raise Affects Happiness by Joe Pinsker. Up and down the ladder, the income ladder, people say more money would make them happy. When they actually get it, that isn't always the case, says this article. Some people who've gotten big raises recently say the money hasn't changed their day-to-day life or hasn't provided them as much joy as they thought. Interesting. Jess Tapia, 21-year-old accountant in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, thought for years that her $90,000 salary, that $90,000 was a salary that would make her happy. When a raise of about $20,000 pushed her pay to that level, it did, says the story here in the Wall Street Journal. At first, to celebrate, Tapia booked a vacation to Germany, blah, 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 but the good vibes soon wore off. By the time I came back from that trip, it kind of fell flat for me because it was just back to the normal routine. Unpacking this story, does money make us happy? Does that money make Ramon happy? Does money make you happy? I think money can in some degree. It's nice to have the things. But as a reading here in the Wall Street Journal, money's not all that can make us happy, because you can have all the money in the world and be having a terrible relationship with your spouse, have all the money in the world, terrible relationship with your family, have all the money in the world, and not be healthy. So I think money is a tool that can, but going back to normal, the doldrum of life may be more to it than what you think. The past 2 years have been good ones for workers seeking higher pay. Median year-over-year wage growth hit a recent peak of 6.7% in summer 2022, after mostly staying below 4% for more than a decade. So jobs, those who have them, have been good. And people with higher incomes do tend to be happier, many studies show. But when you look at research looking at lotteries and random cash giveaways, indicates that additional money can make people happy for months or years. But then what happens? But moving up the income scale, it takes more money to generate the same good feelings, said Jean-Emmanuel Deneuve, an economics professor at Said Business School at the University of Oxford, who studies well-beings. So it's interesting and it goes around in circles, it seems, that you get more of the money that you wanted, you get more of that money, and there seems to be some momentarily high, some momentary upliftment. But then what happens after the high is gone? A pay increase that takes someone from financially stressed to financially stable often leads to more happiness. Randeep Chauhanan, I'm looking at his smiling child, a 30-year-old nurse in Washington State, went from making about $45,000 a year in 2021 to $90,000 a year after completing a one-year nursing program. Doubling my income didn't double my happiness, but it came close. So here's the point of the article. I think the point we're getting at here is that it's not about the more money or not. I think it's about what we do with it. I think it's really about what that money does for us, yes, but more so, are we happy overall? At the end of the day, the only thing that can make us happy or not happy is us. It's us, people. So get more money, work harder, or work smarter, rather, I should say. But remember, money is not the only thing that can bring happiness to you. Ding, 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 ding. Number 6, are you sabotaging your workout? Interesting article here talking about we're working out. I do 50 push-ups a day and more, 60 push-ups a day. But are you sabotaging your workout? Are you working out and it's really not so great? One thing the article says is you're lifting the same weight load. I believe that you should be kind of incrementing that or doing more reps. You think every workout must be hard. No, every workout doesn't have to be hard per se. People like to go all in, particularly jumping from 0 to 100 often leads to burnout. But I think the most harmful statement of the last 20 years, no pain, no gain, says an exercise physiologist. You don't have to have pain necessarily to be doing good exercise. You're obsessing over the small stuff. Your form might not be every little bit perfect. It might just be good enough. You're using cardio machines without resistance. A fast, sweaty session on the elliptical machine might feel like a killer workout, but using zero resistance won't make your muscles and joints stronger. It can even lead to injury, says this article. So my point being, workout is good. But here the article says, you think cardio can replace lower body strength. Moreni often sees runners and cyclists only working their upper bodies in the weight rooms. This can put excessive stress on the back, chest, and arms, which can lead to muscle imbalances. Interesting. That's my fault. I do push-ups, but not sure if I do more. You aren't eating enough. You're trying to slim down. You're trying to lose weight, but you're not eating healthy. You only use machines. Strength machines are like training wheels. They are a safe introduction to the mechanics of weight training, but they train targeted muscle groups and neglect your stabilization muscles. Using free weights to perform compound movements will recruit more muscles and burn more calories. There we go. Listen, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. If you just joined, this is The Rundown with Ramon, and I'm glad you're here today. All we ask is 30 minutes of your time to give you the top 10 things you need to live your best life or grow your business. Ding, 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 ding. What would Gary Vaynerchuk do if he were starting over again? I saw this article that Gary Vaynerchuk wrote, and I thought it was interesting. If you don't know Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the preeminent thought leaders of all time, talking in the space of social media marketing. And Gary Vaynerchuk urges content creators, influencers, and businesses to embrace live streaming. Gary Vaynerchuk recently wrote or talked about he believes it's an underpriced attention opportunity compared to other content formats. He encourages, hold on here. I'm not sure if I can do all this, but he encourages dedicating 2+ hours daily to live streaming on platforms like TikTok and Twitch, regardless of your goals, building a brand, growing followers, selling products or services. He sees this as a significant value for gaining a creative and attention-grabbing edge. Listen, everybody may not be able to do live streaming that amount of time, but live streaming definitely can be an asset and a help for you and for your business. Again, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon, and I'm so glad you're here today. I hope you're enjoying the episode. If you're liking it, DM me on Instagram, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle, and let me know. If you're not liking it, DM me on Instagram, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle, and let me know. Ding, 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 ding. How to get more Instagram followers. Our friends at HubSpot had an interesting article about how to get more Instagram followers, and I'll give you the quick and dirty. Because my Instagram has grown. Just produce more good content that your audience likes. One thing you don't want are fake followers. Having like 100 followers and then you're getting 10,000 views. There's a problem with that. Fake followers are usually bots or fake accounts. You don't want that. Ghost followers. These are inactive users. Maybe they signed up from spam or something. Organic followers. This is who you want. Your active audience. Customers. You definitely want people interested in you. Your competitors. You definitely want your competitors following you. And other influencers. You definitely want influencers following you for sure. So how to grow Instagram, how to grow your followers on Instagram. HubSpot has this 26-point article that I encourage you to read, but a few things they say. Use a social media calendar to plan your Instagram posts ahead of time. That's one. Goes on, use a social media engagement tool. Social media engagement tools are great. Our friends at Zoho have great tools. HubSpot, I think, has tools, and there's a number of other tools out there. Agora Pulse is out there. Number 4, download an Instagram for Business kit with templates. And I can go on, make your account into a business profile. There's a lot of things you can do. Those of you who want to get serious with growing on Instagram, don't wait. The key is to definitely get it done. Ding, 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 ding. 11 tips for entrepreneurs. I'm not going to go over all these 11 tips, but what I want to encourage you today and highlight for you today is that entrepreneurship is tough. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. And I encourage you, if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have the right systems and processes, if you're not dialed in on the financial aspect of growing your business, if you're not hiring the right people, building the right team, it's going to be hard to grow a business. I know what it's like. I'm starting up right now. I start up startups. And all the time, it's not easy. In fact, it's never easy when you're just starting out. But I believe in you, and I believe you can do it. Again, let's move on. Ding, 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 ding. If you're liking this content, I encourage you to go to zoneofgenius.com and check it out. See how we can help you. And what I want you to do before we go today in the Rundown with Ramon, I want you to make sure you call somebody today and let them know that you care. Let them know that you're thinking about them today. The world can be a very, very cruel, evil place. I want you to be that light. I want you to be that little dash of salt. I want you to be the person who can add a spark, a pop in somebody's life today. Go make a difference. Or as Seth Godin says, go make a ruckus. My name is Ramon Ray. This has been the Rundown with Ramon. I'm so glad you're here today.